Oh, I'm getting close. I'm getting close. Hey, what's up, guys? Sure, tour guide here. Um, Sorry I'm coming on so late. I kind of had dinner and I was drinking a little bit. Um, but it's been a productive. Man. I've been working harder than I've ever worked for a Summer of Superman haul because I think in years past I don't recall. Well, actually, I've worked harder because I've actually working. I was like working for the budget. So I'm like physically working like a job. And they've been part-time jobs. Part-time jobs that didn't pay well. Well, you know, enough. We made enough. And we had way bigger budgets. So with bigger budgets, in my free time, I'm able to kind of like hit up shops, spend a little bit here, spend a little bit there, and not feel like I don't think I've ever. Well, no, that's not true. When I get like after a paycheck, I usually go kind of all in on stuff, and I've spent like hundreds, like $100, uh, but hitting multiple shops and really picking up a lot of good stuff. But there was less restraint during those periods. Um, and I think that's a good thing. It's a good thing because with the restraint, uh, I'm able to really like. I say this all the time, but I feel like I've become a little bit more disciplined with what I pick up. What's up, fanboy? Sorry to keep you guys waiting, but you will not be disappointed with this haul because um, there's a lot of value in this haul. Let's just put it that way. A lot of value in this haul. Hey, Trev, what's up? Thanks for hanging out. So let's just dive in. I hit up. Let me just walk you through my 4th of July weekend so far. Because I think we're going to also visit some shops tomorrow. But I thought we picked up enough tonight to show it off. And then whatever we pick up tomorrow, we'll show that off tomorrow too. Maybe just a shorter video. But this one's going to be a little bit longer. We picked up 18 bucks, which is, pretty healthy haul. We spent 40 bucks, more than I wanted to spend. I was thinking like spending 10 bucks. But sometimes you got to pick up stuff when it's there. And that was kind of the situation today. We'll get into my like thought process, my rhyme and reason for picking up things when and why, why. But yeah, it's been a whirlwind of activity because so yesterday I get up and I don't know which shops are open or which shops are closed for July 4th because a lot of the Google things say open or opening at a certain time, holiday hours may differ. So we kind of just said, you know what, let's do our old little, Linwood to Mill Geek and back, kind of like we'll hit up shops along that path. So the first place open 10 in the morning. A lot of shops open like 11 noon. First place open was Half Price Books. And so I figured, well, we'll hit up Half Price Books and then hit up some comic book shops in the area. This other shop I was hoping to go to, when we called, they said they were closed. In fact, almost all the shops were closed. including Mill Geek. So when we called Mill Geek, Russ answered, "Hey, we're not open today. We'll be open tomorrow." And so we couldn't go to Mill Geek. And so I just said, you know what? Let's hit up what is open. We went to Half Price Books, and we picked up about $3 worth of books there. Then we went to Subspace Comics, and Subspace had some new stuff there. They kind of what they do is they put the new stuff out for people to dig through, and then when the guy gets around to it, he'll put it into the actual back issue bins and order it and all. But anyway, I got first dibs on the new stuff, and there was stuff there, but we didn't pick it up. I was just like, I kind of took everything I could potentially want, maybe pick up later, and I put it somewhere. I put it somewhere where people wouldn't look. I think I put it in uh, the. I think I put it in Supergirl or somewhere. Like so I just knew people aren't going to be looking in late issue Supergirl, so I put it in there. So yeah, if you go to Subspace and you want to find my books, go ahead and dig through Supergirl. So I didn't pick up anything there. I didn't, and Mill Geek was close. So yesterday we only spent $3, right? Which was like, yeah, and we picked up a really nice book. So this morning I got up and I was like, you know what? All right, where can we hit today? And I wanted to hit up Hill of Comics. We wanted to go down south and hit up Hill because I haven't been to Hill of Comics. They're in a new location. I was just, let's hit up the 33-cent bin, see what we can find. I get to Hill of Comics' new location, and man, it's really a storefront now and a warehouse in the back, like a true warehouse with like shelves. They've got boxes everywhere, and they created in another little office space. They put all the priced back issues out there. So I said to the guy, hey, when are you going to get your dollar bins, your 33-cent bins, your $2 bins up? He's like, oh, I don't know when that'll be, but we haven't set it up yet. I don't know if we're going to have that, but just continue to look, follow our Facebook and look for an update. So they didn't have any 33-cent bins because it's all just piled up somewhere. It's really chaotic in there. It was chaotic before when they were on the Main Street location, but it got super it's just where it's like boxes on top of boxes on top of. I mean, they just shoved everything in there. They haven't sorted anything. They've been able to put out again the higher grade priced books, but those books are, I mean, they're asking for $10 for Copper Age Superman stuff. It's just ridiculous. Again, the prices there outside of the bargain bin stuff, it's really not worth your time. So we just left Hill Comics. I'm like, screw this, man. We just wasted an entire drive out there. So I thought the next place we're going to hit up, and this is a store I talked about a while back. They had a lot of good vintage stuff that was priced out. And we thought, man, this would be very dangerous because it's all the stuff I want, like older stuff, but it's to grade. A lot of it's high grade, mid to high grade stuff. So they got it priced out kind of over book value, in my opinion. But I talked to the guy, Jason, the owner, Jason. He's a collector. He's a great guy. He got in the business because he just wanted to get rid of all his collection, and he just loves the hobby, and he thought this would be a great business. So he's been open for about 8 months. This is my second time visiting. I didn't get anything the first time because it was during work. I just couldn't really sit there and dig. I did look at some stuff preliminarily, but yeah, it was. It's been some time. So I walk in there and we start digging, and there are a couple of books I want. And I've been watching the guy when he interacts with customers. He asks customers, "What would you pay for this?" And he really haggles with them. So when the customer puts out a price, he kind of ups it and he kind of lands in the middle. And if you lowball him, he'll just say, "No, I can't do that," and he kind of like shuts down the conversation. But if you give him a realistic kind of offer, he definitely considers it. So we went there. We spent $27 there, and I'll show you what I picked up there. And then finally, we ended up at Jeff's. I said, "You know what? Let's just go to Jeff's. There's still a ton of stuff we hadn't really dug through." I kind of put things I wanted, and I put it um, in Batman Gotham Knights. So that's my section. All the stuff books I want, I kind of like surreptitiously hid the books that I don't want people finding in that area. But we spent exactly $10 there. That's a good. So I actually this guy, we had a great conversation. So I really buttered him up. And what helped my cause was I was digging and there was a Jim Shooter signed comic in like the, like his modern garbage bins. They're basically $2. Most of the books are just like priced at like $3 to $2. And I think that's his mindset. All the books there, if you offer me $2, I'll sell it to you. But I thought I saw a Jim Shooter signed book in there. I didn't really say anything. I just kind of I didn't want it because if I took it up there, he'd say, "Hey, this is a Jim Shooter book," and probably charge me. And I'm not trying to collect Jim Shooter, but I knew that guy would kind of appreciate it if found a book for him. So the conversation got around like I forget what they were talking about. They're talking about signed books or something. And I said, "Hey, you have a signed Jim Shooter book down there?" And he's like, "Oh, really?" And I dug it out for him. And he was really appreciative of that because now he could price it and sell it at least for $50, right? That's a hot book right now if he can move it. And it's a Jim Shooter from when he was doing stuff at Broadway Comics. So, it's like I don't know, maybe he did sign a lot of those Broadway comics just to promote it, but it's just one of those books that I would imagine not a lot of people would go out and get signed. So again, he was appreciative of that. We talked shop. I was showing him the Brian Wu original comic book art. And he was like, "Wow," Um, but the guy's more of a collector than he is like a businessman. Um, but he's also very, he like he'll kind of work you. If he can get more money out of you, he will. So he kind of tests your knowledge and see if you're trying to jack him or I'm trying, like. But I could tell like uh, he kind of didn't know what he had. I don't know if I took advantage of him or I think I did take advantage of him in the sense that the grade that book is in that I picked up, that alone is like double what I paid. So I mean, technically double what I paid. And if I get it graded, I mean, it's going to be like, yeah, we'll get to that book. All right, we'll get to that book. So there you go. There was my whole 2-day whirlwind path of shops I visited. We only really visited Half Price Books, Subspace, Hilla Comics. Again, this place called All American Comics, and Jeff's Place, Ancient Comics. So 5 shops. We actually only bought stuff from 3 of the 5 places we visited. We left a lot of stuff there, or didn't buy stuff because, like I said, there are just not a lot of good pricing or value. I would have had to pay like close to book value for pretty much everything we left. Even at Jeff's stuff, like even though he had it a half off, they weren't really, they were half off like for $3, right? So when we have just like 10 or $15, these aren't like urgent books, and I don't know if they're necessarily books I mean, they're on my wish list to some degree, but you know, they're not urgent wish list books. So a lot of what we picked up, uh, in terms of the bigger stuff, is definitely, I think, more urgency stuff. All right, well, enough talking. We'll just get to it, and we'll talk about it as it goes. All right, so we're going to start off with some Jim Lee books, and Jim Lee is the collection. Oh, okay. Another update. In my last haul video, you noticed I did an unboxing where I got the wrong thing, and I'm in communication with the seller, and he's a really nice guy. He's like, I'm sorry for that. I'm gonna send you some extra books for all the hassle, but we're trying to get everything sorted out. My package went to another guy. His package came to me, so he's got to get labels for us to send stuff back from Mercari. Mercari reached out to me today to get photos. I sent the photos to Mercari. So I think that'll somehow expedite whatever needs to happen. And once I get the labels, my packet, yeah, here we go. Yeah, so I just got an update. After reviewing the pictures, we have gone ahead and approved your return, which means you'll get a prepaid shipping label via email soon. Please return the item within 3 business days. If you don't see the label in 48 hours, just let us know. Once the seller gets it, we confirm delivery. Your refund will be processed after 72 hours. Don't forget to keep your receipt. The thing is, I don't want a refund. I don't know why these guys. It's just I never received the item. The guy's gonna figure out a way to get them to me. It's like I don't want a refund. I want to. Well, I guess I'm refunding this. I'll get credited, and then I'll have to just buy it again from the guy, and he'll send it. We'll figure it out. But anyway, those books are still coming. Um, so with that, you know, it is what it is. Um, so we currently have uh Jim Lee book 396, and we picked this up at Half Price Books for a quarter. Uh, I figure, this Divine Right, it's everywhere. It's in the bargain bins. No, no one really likes it. So I figure if I can pick up Jim Lee stuff for a quarter, we'll do it. This is Unmyung, right? This is like, hey, you forgot about me. You do want to finish the Divine Right collection. Not that we're going to finish it, but any Jim Lee books we can pick up uh, for a quarter, I figure, and it's tip top shape. So yeah, we did it. We said, okay, let's pick it up. Paid a quarter for it, and now this is Jim Lee book 396. Sorry, 397. It's Jim Lee book 397. So we're 3 away from 400. And, hopefully the Jim Lee collection will just hit 400, and my desire to kind of pick up Jim Lee books will subside or fade. I don't know. It is getting to be the bulk of my collection, and I don't know if I want to. I still want Jim Lee stuff though. I have to somehow figure it out. I'll figure it out. For now, we're just not thinking about it. Our overflow box is very, very robust right now, so we'll figure it out as we go. All right. This next book we picked up for 25 cents at Jeff's. In fact, we're going to go through probably a series of 25-cent books. This is Justice League Europe key issue. I think this is the first appearance of some dude teased in that. Like he's the son of Metamorpho, maybe. But this is the first appearance of this guy, Justice League Europe. So this is a key issue. Picked it up for 25 cents because I thought might as well, maybe this, and it's decent grade. It's high grade for a quarter bin book sitting in there raw, but nothing really wrong with the condition here. Um, yeah, uh, beautiful Kevin McGuire art, so I don't mind picking up. Again, artists I really like. Great Guy Gardner cover here. Again, I think this is a fight. It's a fight between Guy and Metamorpho, and there's a key appearance in there, first appearance. So it's a key book. All right. This is another key book. So we found a lot of keys in the quarter bin today, and I don't know what I was. I think I was so focused on Wonder Woman today when we went and did a more thoughtful dig. We were able to pull out a bunch of keys still. This is the first appearance of Brother Blood, New Teen Titans. It's a mid-grade book. It's got its issues, but big key appearance in this run. Brother Blood is like one of the major villains toward the latter or mid part of this run. So really key book there. This is our second copy. I've got another really high grade copy. This is more mid grade, but yeah, picked up another copy of that for 25 cents. Can't leave that there for 25 cents. This is another cool book. Team America was kind of like, they were kind of like this like Evil Knievel like team of like heroes, and this is their first appearance. I know they get their own comic book series during my collecting era, but this I think this is a book from when was this 1981. So this is their first appearance. Great Mike Zeck cover here. Yeah, you got to pick up. Team America when you get on 4th of July weekend for sure. You can't leave that there. That's a calling out. The fates are calling you out. Oh no, this is just Team America. First appearance. So again, not a big book in terms of price, but it's a mid-grade. It's a low. It's actually decent with a press and a clean. I mean, this would be a fine minus. Yeah, it looks great. Just got some dinge on there. There's no major creasing. A little bit of like, what do you call that? Like browning at the edges a little bit there. It just needs really some TLC. The spine isn't all that bad. In fact, I don't see. Well, no, it's got some. I think it has some pop staples here. That's right. It's pretty ragged at the edge there. So yeah, it's a low grade book. But for 25 cents, it's a key book. All right. Another 25 center. This one is low grade because it's got a spine split here at the bottom. And it needs a press. It's got, creases here and there. Its spine is pretty shot. It's low grade, but incredible John Romita art. It's a John Romita cover of Marvel Team Up. Early, it's like 48, 25-cent cover here. But Romita Iron Man. How often do we get to see Romita Iron Man with Spider-Man there? So I paid basically cover price for this. Yeah. Again, with some TLC, this is going to be a fabulous looking book.
I should give you a sense of what the issues are here. There's a lot of like kind of like just rough edges on the cover there. You can see that right there. See that? But key book. I forget what's key about this book. Uh, it is the first appearance of this lady and somebody related to her. So there you go. Picking up keys. This is another key book. Um, this is a book, and it's funny because this is an artist I like, but the artist, you know how artists like over time the way they approach art, their artwork changes. That's the case for Neil Adams, right? Neil Adams, like early on versus what he was doing later in his career, vastly different in terms of. I don't know if it's just like artists just kind of get into like muscle memory and they just work faster and they're not as attentive to everything like detail. They're just kind of like they can do things really efficiently, so they're maybe take more liberty. But yeah, Gil Kane. This is Wonder Woman Gil Kane cover. Also, I think this is the first appearance of Hippolyta's twin sister or something like that. So it's a key book. Also 25 cents. This one is, it's a 4.0. It's a VG copy. Not bad. Again, Gil King Wonder Woman. I just love picking up more Wonder Woman. Wish I had done that from the get go. Just targeted Wonder Woman. Now it's just, but it is what it is. I'm not gonna. All right, now we're gonna get into some Superman books. You've been waiting for the Superman books. I have a series of Superman books for you to ooh and ah at different price points. Now, it's difficult to some of the books that I got from uh, All American Comics. Again, I had to haggle with Jason. I want to say one, two, three, four, five. I had five books. Um, two books were the big ones that I wanted, and then the other three were kind of just like they were there. I was, we were trying to get maybe them for under $2 each, like $1 to $2 in that price range. But he kind of asked me what you want for all five. So I was really focused on like not so much the other books. I was just really focused on these other books. So I threw out an offer that kind of included everything. And I think he knew like I think he knew I was focused on these other ones. And if I can get the other ones thrown in, just kind of, he didn't, we weren't really focused on the $2 books for pricing this. But yeah, like, we haggled a little bit. I threw out 25 and he went up to 35. And I said, no, I don't think I can do 25 or sorry, 35. And he kind of sensed it. He said, how about 30? And then I said, could you do 27? And he said, yeah, sure. So we landed on 27. Um, but before we get to the so we're going to just show off some Superman stuff and just know some of the books here, they're not necessarily, I didn't pay anything specific for them. They were just part of a 5 book, $25 dollar haul. So what I'm going to do is or sorry, 27. I'm going to basically say I got these books for, let's just say I got them for like $1 each because that's pretty much what we paid for them. All right. This is my other half price books. This is just a cover by Jay Lee cover. I love this cover here. You got Batman tapping Kal-El on the shoulder. They're about to, they're about to do something there. Batman's getting a little jelly.
But yeah, this Jay Lee, absolute beautiful cover by Jay Lee, Batman Superman 14. Gotta love that one. 50 cents for that one. Yeah. I mean, that's the only reason we picked that up. I want to pick up more Jay Lee stuff, but we're not going to pay 50 cents is kind of what the dollar to 50 cents for stuff like that would be my little cadence for that. We picked up some Michael Turner goodness, Action Comics 813. So again, this is from the Jason shop and part of the 5-book for 27 bucks. So again, I'm going to put the value about $1 what we paid. Just a beautiful cover there. Meet the Girl Who Stole Superman. Yeah. And love us some Michael Turner. Keep that name in mind because we're not done with Michael Turner yet. This was also part of that, Jason's book. Wasn't going to pay more than $2. So again, I think putting $1, we paid about $1 for this. Beautiful art germ Supergirl there. I mean, come on. That is just that's too good. That is just too good. I love these Supergirl art germ covers. Just knows how to do Supergirl. All right, quarter bin book. More DC Comics presents goodness. This is a good 4.0 again. Low grade mid grade 4.0 copy. We got Jose Luis Garcia Lopez goodness. DC Comics presents #3, Superman and Adam Strange, the newsstand edition. Really, really. Yeah, the Turner run was great because it led to more like, you know what I mean? Like he basically, I feel like that Turner run was kind of like an audition for him to do more stuff at DC, and that's what bugs me. Like we just never got to see with like Jim Lee running DC now, and Turner, had he remained with us, he'd just be doing so much at DC right now. It's just, I mean, it's good for my wallet, I guess, that we don't have that scenario. But you know what I mean? Like he's just so talented from a writing and an artistic standpoint. So yeah, really missed out on more stuff from really a genius, an artistic comic book genius. All right, so yeah, I picked up that one for quarter. This one was a nice find. This is a Rich Buckler, Dick Giordano cover. A Superman #1 series that I don't have in my collection yet, but I love stuff like this. I know you do too, fanboy. We got really a decent, great copy. Yeah, I'm gonna put this at like a fine, solid, fine copy here of Superman Krypton Chronicles. Again, a quarter bin find. Classic stuff right there. These are just like Krypton Tales. That's cool stuff right there. #1. All right, we picked up some Superman here. We got a Ross Andrew, just a beautiful Ross Andrew cover here on Superman. What is this? 348. This is the other $2 book we picked up, or sorry, dollar book we picked up from Jason's. This was the third book. So I paid $1 for that one. This is a quarter bin book. This is a Dick Giordano cover, Superman 291. Low grade copy. It's got big crease there, a lot of spine wear. Put it at like a 3. Maybe 3. It's about a 3.
All right, this was a dollar bin find at Jeff's, and I'll add some context to Jeff's. So we had all these quarter bin books and this dollar book. I actually got it for free. We didn't pay 25 cents or a dollar for any of this because I had a $10 book, and I basically went up with this book, which was a dollar, and then about $2 worth of quarter bin books. So the total should have been $13. We went up there, and Jeff is like, I said, "Hey, can you do 12 for these?" I took a dollar off it. He's like, "No, just give me 10." So, I basically got the $10 book for $10, and wait till you see what that book is. First off, it's not $10. It's way more than $10. And then he threw in the quarter bin books and dollar bin books. So technically, this is what like I was expecting to pay. This is actually free. All the quarter bin books I showed you were free, right? This is free from a pricing standpoint, right? Now this was in the dollar bin, but I got it for free. But it's a really high grade copy of Superman Family 211, and this is a key book. I don't collect Superman Family. I think this is the second Superman Family book in my entire collection, but this is like a key book because this is the uh, Earth 2 marriage between Bruce Wayne and Selena Kyle. Oh no, sorry. Yeah, sorry. It's the Earth 2 wedding of Superman and Lois with Batman and Catwoman in attendance. So this is like the modern, but it's the flip, because remember when Batman was getting married to Selena, it was like Clark and Lois were like attending and like kind of guests of honor, the the best man and all that. So this is like the reverse flip of it. But that's why this is a key issue. Again, you got beautiful Ross Andrew artwork. This is really high grade stuff for a dollar bin book. I mean, I put the grade. It needs a clean. It needs a press. But after those things, this would be a solid fine to fine plus. No, probably like a VF. Sorry, VF minus to VF copy. Maybe even VF plus. I mean, its spine looks incredible. Look at the spine there. See, look at that spine. Spine is just flawless. The only issues are the edge. You got some like edge wear there, but that can press out. No creasing really on this book. Just looks fantastic. So yeah, we lucked out there. This is a $15 book in this grade, because I do look at it as like, high mid grade. So we'll say like it's a $10 book. But yeah, just absolute goodness, Ross Andrew goodness right there, and the artwork with the panels and all. It looks like you're looking at a comic book right there. Love this era artwork by Ross Andrew. Just gotta love it. Love the Supergirl. What's not to love about Supergirl in shorts? All right, now we're getting to the big books. Okay, so pretty much a lot of this stuff here. Let's just say I got this. What I've shown you is free. Okay, what I've shown you is free. I just want to like toss that out there. Let's just say I got this for free because the value we picked up with what we actually, like the target, uh, what we actually paid for, is where the real value of this haul is, right? So I spent $40, but we'll kind of break it down how the 40 was spent on the bigger books, because I think that, and we'll just make this like pretty much what I showed you. Like the pricing on those books are what I covered with. But again, Jeff threw a lot of the books for free. The guy, again, Jason, we haggled, and really the price we landed on was more for the bigger books anyway. So let's get to it. uh, what am I going to make the book of the haul here? This is a tough decision here. Yeah, I'm going to go with Superman because I'm just going to go with Superman. All right, so this is if you watched my I did a little bit. I found the book, but I thought I'd make a video because I know how people do the half price digging videos and they pull out the book at half price books. I did one of those videos yesterday, so if you saw that, you know what book this is. Yeah. All right, I gotta. He'd be on Liam for sure. I mean, he was there already, if not surpassed it. All right. Yes, good LCS. Ancient Comics is the best. Ancient Comics, that's my favorite comic book shop now, like without a doubt. Anytime I get money, that's the first place I'm going, and it'll be the last place I follow up on. So, all right. This was sitting in there for $2, and it's high grade. I don't know much more to say than that. It's got maybe one spine tick, and we're looking at like a 9.4 for certain. We've got Flashpoint. This is the first full appearance of Thomas Wayne, the son of Batman. So yeah, this is like a big book in high grade. So, like $35 in high grade. We picked it up for 2. So, just in terms of the value alone, we spent 40, and with $2, we were able to kind of justify the haul, along with all the other stuff I just showed you, right? Like this pretty almost makes up for what we spent in terms of $40. All right, but we've got a couple more books to show off. But yeah, this is big key, high grade. So I'm gonna, it's available for sale or trade. If you're looking for this book, definitely hit me up. I'll give you a lot, as long as you have stuff I want. I'll give it to you basically. This one. What more to say about this one? Because this one helped me get the other book, and how should I do this? Because when I tell you what I paid for this, first off, this is a low grade book. I'm going to show you the book, and you're going to be like, well, that doesn't look like a low grade book, but it's a low grade book because the staples are popped. The staples are popped really cleanly. And the spine is still looks incredible. I don't know if I imagine the guy pressed this book, maybe, because it just looks pressed. And he cleaned it because it looks immaculate on the back. It's just we have a detached cover. And I knew this when I was buying it because I brought it up there. So let me just explain the scenario. I'm going to show off. Maybe I should have done no. Okay, we're going to change it around. This was going to be my book of the haul. Okay, this book here, but we'll make the this other book the book of the haul, just so I could tell the story. All right, so this one had a price of $19.99. Okay, $19.99. So about $20 book. This one did not have a price on it. So again, I took these 2 books along with the 3 books, kind of like from the $2 dollar bin book area, modern books. Again, we weren't really focused on that. Like I knew he'd just like throw them in if we could agree on this price.
So he had set this price at 19.99, which is BS, right? It's a low grade copy because I basically pointed out to him, I'm like, it's not 19.99 because the staples are popped. We're looking at a low grade covered detached book, right? So he's like, yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, and it was really came down to like kind of what he'd want for this book. Um, so let me just show you here. This was okay. Again, cover detachment here. So it's technically a low grade book, but I mean, when you look at it, it's just gorgeous. I mean, you could tell it's just popped right there. The staples are popped, but again, they're popped very cleanly. And I just got to show, like, there's no creasing whatsoever on this book. It's clean. I looked at the interior. The interior is white pages. This is like an early 60s book, 1961, early Silver Age, Lois Lane. So again, it's Lana Lang Kiss cover. Okay. So, I was putting the value at right around $5, you know, uh, if you were to pull I mean, again, it looks like a $20 book for sure. Yeah, it's pristine. I mean, it looks like a $20 book. It's a detached cover. I even verified it was like a detached cover. The guy knew it too, I think, because this is from his collection. But so all the stuff from his collection, he priced himself. So he knew this book. And when I pointed out the pop staples, he didn't deny it. He's like, yeah, it's a detached cover. Um, we, and this helped me get that price. And I was like, yeah, I could do 25 for both of these books or for the 5 books I brought up there. And he basically was like, yeah, give me 35. Now, I'm going to show you this book because this is the book that was the kicker. So because we were focusing so much on this Lois Lane, like, oh yeah, staples are popped and all this. I don't think he paid too much attention to this book. I don't even think he knew it was a Neil Adams book. He just knew, this is uh, like a late Silver Age Superman book. Probably isn't worth a lot. I mean, it's not. There's nothing key about this book. It's not a key book. It's just a book I freaking love. I mean, um, this is when we started focusing on Neil Adams. This is a book that I really wanted to bring into the collection, and today we found this for. I mean, this is a VF copy. The only issue with this book, a couple of spine ticks, and like a minute little, little crease there, right? Super minute. I mean, you can barely see it, but when you get up close, you can see it. But I mean, look at this spine. I'm not doing it justice through the mylar, but maybe you can see it through there. Get this. There we go. It is a super flawless book. I mean, let me just show it to you like this so you can kind of get a sense of the corners. There's no creasing in the book whatsoever. I mean, this is a VF, Silver Age VF copy right here. Okay. And I figured, yeah, I'll pay $20 for this. It's probably worth more than that. Because if I get this graded and it comes back like an 8.0, which I think this has the potential to come back as, it doesn't need a press even. It hasn't been pressed, but it even doesn't even need a press. It's so clean. Now the back is, it could use cleaning. Not the cleanest thing on the back, but again, just flawless back.
It's just a beautiful book. It's again high grade Neil Adams. So yeah, we paid 25 for both of these. I would put this value at 5, but in terms of its presentation, it's fabulous. I mean, they're both this one is like a complete book, right? So everything's there. Again, I would put this at a VF because it's just flawless. So there you go. So 25 for both of these plus the 3 books, $2 for the 3 books. So we've spent 27 right there. Right. These are good. I would, what is it? The comic capsules. The comic capsules are like $8, 11 to $8 per capsule. I don't know why you would buy that because you put a book in there raw, it's going to move around and damage your book. You have to put it in with like a backing board you have to put it, and you don't see the back. So I don't know why people pay $11 for something that they're just going to like sit there and potentially damage their books. I'd rather go with these like again Mylar and clear backing boards. Um, you end up like the again it's about not even $2 for like you can get 50. What is it? I got 50 backing boards and 50 bags for like 130. So it's I don't know. You got to do the math. It's a dollar. It's a little over $1 per bag and board. So that's a much better deal, in my opinion. And it's called Clear Comic Clear. The company's called Comic Clear. They're a much better deal. But yeah, okay, so like we picked out high grade Neil Adams, and I just love this cover. Right, it's Clark Kent's phony death. He's basically like trying to get Lois off his back, so he pretends to drown. Um, I made Lois think Clark Kent drowned himself because of her. Now the plot thickens. It's just this great, like they're on a boat, like doing some kind of reporting gig, and Jimmy scoops out his jacket, and they think he's gone, and he leaves like some kind of suicide note or something, right? I never he dreamed he'd do it. It's just hilarious. But yes, so uh, the price for this book in this grade. So if we were to get this graded, and if it came back an 8.0, we're looking at like a $50 book or more, right? Because I think if you were to put this in this grade and sell it at an 8.0, people would. I mean, I could probably get this at least for $80 for this in that grade, probably more. So yeah, I mean, I feel like I just took advantage of the guy a little bit. I don't know. You let me know. Did he take advantage of me or did I take advantage of him? Because seriously, like we were so focused on this book, and then he thought this was like the big book that he was like, I'm still getting $20 from this guy for this book. He almost like we didn't focus on this one. And I just feel like he maybe thought this was like a $5 or $10 book at best, without really looking at the condition, maybe. But this book in this condition is like, again, not a key book, but in this condition, it's a high valued book. So again, I'm just gonna show off I don't know if you're getting a good look at it. Maybe I should show it at there we go. There we go. At an angle there. You can see the spine. Couple spine ticks there. But it's so plain for a Silver Age book. And again, it's got that little corner issue on the bottom there. I mean, if again, given how flawless the other parts of this book are, if that were not there, this would be, you know, this would be a mint copy. It'd be a mint copy if that little corner thing wasn't there. Because it's there is why I'm saying it's a VF copy. It's very minute though. And yeah, whoever grades this is just going to be like, yes, this is a high grade. So I'm tempted to like send this in and I'm not big on grading and all that, but on a book like this, just to justify the $20 I paid for it, I really consider like if I paid anything for what we have here today, this is the bulk of it. Half of our budget here went to this book, 20 bucks. And then this is probably paid $7 for this one. And then the other books were free, let's say. And again, I paid $2 for this. So we're at 29. So we're at $30 essentially, $1 for the rest of the stuff. And so we're going to get to my revised book of the haul. This was technically going to be our book of the haul, but nothing says we have to end on Superman. But I will say this about this book. Although this wasn't my stated, like I want to get this is the books on my wish list, right? Although I didn't state that this was particularly a book on my wish list, this is just a given. This has been on my wish list since like the past 4 or 5 years. Ever since we just like got into Neil Adams, this book has been on my radar, and we've had opportunities to pick it up in the past, like beat up copies and all that. But this is really the most flawless copy I've ever seen. And I just thought, let's pick it up. Let's spend some money on it. If he doesn't take my offer, what's the worst that could come out of it? We just come out of there without the book. But we got it. And this is kind of technically the book of the haul. But this other piece is book of the haul worthy as well. And so we'll make this the book of the haul. This is an Image 90s book that we paid $10 for. And you're thinking, Otaku, what are you talking about? Why would you pay $10 for a 90s Image book? Well, it's because it has Michael Turner's 90s signature on there. And Trev, I know you're liking this one. That is his full name, because later when he was doing modern signatures, he was doing it in one motion, like Jim Lee, right? This is an early book. This is from 93, 91, maybe 93. And this was his first first creative run. He created this book, basically, the concept behind it. He was the first featured artist on this title, Ballistic. And it's early Michael Turner stuff. So he was out there promoting the book, signing the book. So there's a lot of books signed by him of Ballistic that have what I would say the 90s Michael Turner signature, is sort of breaking into, early career before he got smart and did I'm going to be signing a lot of books in my career, so I'm just going to make it one motion M Turner kind of like signature. This is where he used to just write out his signature right there. And man, we paid $10 for this. So Jeff gave me this book for $10 and then just threw in the other dollar bin and quarter bin books. Yes, sweet. It is sweet. And Jeff didn't even look, he didn't even ask me I don't think he really cared. He didn't know Michael Turner, just an old school guy. So, a lot of these, like the younger artists, he wouldn't know. If you told him Joe Kubert or like like a Bernie Wrightson signature. He'd be all over that. But like Michael Turner, he just didn't see the value in this one. But I got this for $10. Just absolutely stole it from him. Yeah, that's the way Jeff is. Jeff's like, hey, if I don't price something and it's in my bin, then you get the benefit of it, right? But he's also very like, if he hasn't priced something yet, he doesn't put it out. So he's also very wary of it. But like I said, I kind of took advantage last time because he had that Alex Ross crypto for $1.50. I got that book for $1.50 because he hadn't gone around to pricing that yet. And I was like, and he didn't think anything of it. He didn't think like, this Alex Ross modern book was going to be like jump in price because of the movie. But it is what it is. But yeah, like yeah, $10. He knew this was a signed book. I took it up and it said $10 signed book. He's just like, yeah, I'll give you the whole thing for. I'll throw in the dollar bin books and the quarter bin books for 10. So I pretty much got my entire previous haul. And what you're looking at is I paid 40 for these 4 books. So I don't know. I think I got a pretty good haul out of this video. This 40 for all of this goodness right here, right? 40 for a Turner signed book, which is probably 40, 50 to 40 on a bad day. We got the Silver Age, high grade Silver Age stuff, or actually not high grade. We got this one high grade, and we got the Lois Lane, and we got the Superman. This is high grade. Freaking love it. You've got Jimmy Olsen, Lois Lane. You got Superman swimming underwater in incredible, probably one of Neil Adams' best covers on Superman, if not the best. Well, no, there's one in particular that there's a lot of good ones, but this one is just so. It's just so Superman, the phony Clark Kent's phony death. So yeah, just absolutely loving life right now with these pickups. So yeah, we spent a little bit more than we wanted to. Thanks, Trev. Yeah, great haul. We spent a little bit more than we wanted to, but sometimes you got to do that. Sometimes you just can't. Like, I knew that no one was going to come in and buy that Lois Lane, or no one was going to come in and buy that. Maybe someone would have bought the Superman book, the Neil Adams. Someone might have actually picked this up, but my reasoning was because I've been to all the shops in my area, okay, and to pick up this kind of book in this grade, I wouldn't have found that anywhere. Jason's the only guy in town who has this sort of the higher grade Superman books. And again, like I kind of want to just go there. That's going to be when I have money to spend on like higher grade sort of older books. I think that's going to be where I land because we've already created a rapport. He's going to give me deals. He likes me, I think he was appreciative that I came in on the holiday weekend. So he knows I probably don't have a life. I don't have a life when my wife is gone. Let's just put it that way. But yeah, I mean, like, he hooked me up. So I'm Jason, if you're watching, if you ever get around to, watch it by channel at some point, thank you for the books. And Jeff, I just love Jeff, man. Michael Turner, signed ballistic goodness. The only thing that would have made this signature better if it was on ballistic #1. Again, that would have been the better book because there's nothing key about this book. It is a boobs cover. If you like boobs, it's Michael Turner boobs. But for the most part, I would have loved this on #1. But I'll take it. I'll take any Michael Turner. And I may be done. Hey, Rathas, what's up? I may be done here in a minute because I mean, with the budget. So I've got $70 left to my name. Okay, I just counted my money. I have $70 cash to my name. $70.20. So I think I have a couple dollars there too. So maybe $72.20. Let's just put it say $72.20 to my name. Now I'm currently leading an auction right now. I have a day to go. And it's $50. I know I should have stayed off eBay. I know what you guys are saying. Why are you on eBay? But don't do that. But this is a book. This is a book that doesn't come around all that often. And the fact that I could pick it up for $50, if I win it, I'm definitely paying it. I'm definitely paying it, and I'm gonna have that book in my collection. And I'll show. So I'm again. I'm the winning bid, and right now, if I were to win it with taxes, shipping, and everything, I'm paying about $51. Okay, with everything. And I don't know if I think I'm the only person maybe who would want to pay that much for this particular book. Um, but yeah, in my opinion, that's a bargain. So if I win the auction, we're gonna go right. When I unbox it, you'll learn what it is. But if I win that, then boom, my budget goes to $20. So as of tomorrow, if I win this auction, you may be looking at the end of like the shortest summer haul or the shortest, summer comic book summer uh, of Otaku's career. Didn't even last a week. I don't know how much longer we're gonna last at this rate, to be honest. But hopefully someone just crazy bids on that because I know if someone just is doing like a dollar higher than me, I'm gonna I mean I'll give myself up to $55. Give myself a $5 cushion to win that book. But yeah, I just feel like I'm not going to pay more than 55. So if somebody actually says like, dude, you're not getting this book and just outbids me, and then at that point, yeah, I'm fine. It's like have the book. You wanted to pay more for it, it's yours. But right now I'm winning and it feels good and also like kind of bad in the sense that uh should I win, that pretty much like puts a damper on my comic book pickups. I'll essentially have to stop buying comic books until the end of summer. And I have a $200 budget to spend in Japan as well. So it's not like I have 200 here and then it's over, but I have 200 specifically saved for Japan, where I'm going to pick up books and various things. But I also have, again, you know, the $70 left here. So anything I don't spend in Japan, I will get to bring back with me here and add to that budget. So this gives me a little bit more pause to spend all and again, I only have a week in Japan. So that's the other thing. If I'm even able to get to like a comic book or manga shop, it's just going to be quick. I mean, I'll be in Akihabara. So Akihabara the $200 goes like that in Akihabara. I mean, it's just like you buy a couple toys and figures or something, and you just like you're out. So for me, I do want to pick up comic books or manga books out there. Um, and Fanboy Prime and I have talked about like picking up maybe some key like covers that we collect, um, but the Japanese versions of those. So we'll look out for that and try to do as much like thoughtful shopping without going crazy. But Akihabara is my old stomping ground. I used to go there all the time when I was living in Japan, and it's easy to just start spending. I mean, things are priced out there, but you get really like pristine. They've even been opened, but they keep the packaging so pristine. And when they seal it back up, it really looks like a new, still like a new toy. So that's just that's the that's the reality I'm dealing with right now. Just a lot of like I'm winning an auction. I've got 50 to $70, sorry, $20 to $70 potentially left to my name after tomorrow. I'm also planning to hit the comic book shop tomorrow, um, because I may pick up those books at Subspace, but I also want to hit up Mill Geek. I just want to hit up Mill Geek because it's the post summer con, so he's going to have a lot of his stuff refreshed, right? He's going to have some of the inventory refreshed, hopefully, or new stuff priced out and priced in. So we want to hit that. Make sure we're getting, we're not leaving anything of value over at Mill Geek. But that's it. Um, I will say this: like picking up the high grade stuff uh, does feel good. You know, I'm all about picking up value and all that, but for me, I don't mind low grade, right? I don't mind low grade. I've got a lot of like some of my favorite books in the collection are low grade books, or even like this is high grade, but you pick it up for $1. That's just sick. Again, I didn't get even pick up paid. This was $1, but Jeff just threw it in for free. I just keep thinking I paid $1 for this. I didn't. I didn't pay anything for this. This is a free book. All of these are free books right here, for the most part. Yeah, these are all free books. So, yeah, spectacular Superman haul. Have a good night, Trev, man. Stay safe. Hope you had fun this July 4th weekend. I'm sure you're going to enjoy the rest through tomorrow. So, again, stay safe. But so much Superman goodness in this one, man. Love it. Love it. Love it. We got some Supergirl, got some Michael Turner action comics. We got Jay Lee goodness there. Gil Kane Wonder Woman, John Romita Iron Man, Mike Zeck Captain America. Dollar bin book for $1. All right, that is all from OTG tonight. Just gonna enjoy my pickups and kissy kissy. We'll see you in the next one. Peace out.